Hello everybody and welcome back to ReZero Season 2 Episode 14 actually is what we're on. I think overall, part 2 episode, whatever you want to call it, 14. In this week's episode, Subaru got his act together. If you forget where we were at, Subaru had a whinge for a bit, he had a whine, he pissed off a kidna, he died a few times, that happened, and then at the end of where we left off, Otto punched him. He's like, Subaru, you little bitch, I'm here to, you're annoying me now. And that's where we picked up this week when we get to that. Very excited for ReZero to be back. Very excited indeed. But for now, let's jump into the episode and see how it all went down. And do this thing. Otto clocks Subaru in the face, he deserved it though, so it's fair enough, and says, hey asshole, you can ask for help from time to time, we are your friends, friendship, power together and all that. Otto beats up Subaru basically, Subaru tries to get some licks in and Otto is apparently an MMA wizard, he does some judo throws, he does a lot of mental things. I was like, Otto man, I thought you were a wuss, but actually you're stronger than Subaru. I mean, that's not a very high benchmark, but it's worth mentioning. It's fine. He's like, hey, Subaru, idiot. It's fine if you want to be tough for the girl you like, but, ask me for help, I can see through you. You don't need to put that act on for me. Subaru is all like, hey, I did ask for help and it didn't work because with Echidna before, he was betrayed basically in a way. And then Otto's like, I never recall you asking me, backer. He's proper son here, is Otto. And he says, tell me everything and I will listen until you finish. And I will believe you because I am your friend. And then Subaru, they sit there, the sun rises and they sit there and they have a chat. And presumably Subaru tells him everything he is able to. So not about return by death because he can't do that obviously. Because then he'd die. Because, and that wouldn't be good. We don't want Otto to die. We don't want Otto to die again. I'm so tongue-tied. I'm out of practice here. Otto then hides in a bush for a while Subaru goes to talk to Roswaal and he says, let's make a bet. A straight bet, you might say, which is the name of the opening and the name of the episode. I believe the song actually starts playing at this point. Although I couldn't really hear it because they were talking over it. So there. Subaru says, hey, I'm going to save everyone in this loop. And Roswaal is like, ridiculous. And then Subaru's like, if I manage, throw that book away and follow me and help me make Amelia the ruler. And Roswaal is like, ridiculous. Like, he's like, you're an idiot. Which he kind of is, but that optimism is going to save everyone. Nothing deadly has happened yet. So basically, Subaru's the only one who knows he's up to no good. So if no one dies, he hasn't technically done anything wrong. Is sort of what I got from it. What does he say? He says, are you aware of the greed of that choice, Subaru? And it's like, I get it, greed, because Echidna. And what does he say? Your enemy has become the strongest card in play. They say a lot of things, and Subaru is just kind of a smug prick throughout all of this, but in the best possible way. He agrees to the bet and tells him, hey, the snow and the mansion attack is in 3 days. That's how long you've got to sort this out, basically. Subaru says, hey, put your makeup back on, because we're both clowns, damn it, and, fair enough, he should put some goddamn clown makeup on. He's like, you're freaking me out, man. You're freaking me out. Afterwards, he goes to speak to Ram, Subaru does, and says basically he tries to get her on board, and obviously the Ram is all about Roswaal, so she's not exactly going to just agree to what Subaru says. That would be ridiculous. Amelia, but she does give some advice. Amelia hasn't realised why she's struggling yet, and then Subaru's like, oh, that was actually quite helpful. Otto shows up and is like, hey, Ram's technically your enemy because she's with Roswaal, and Subaru's like, huh. Never thought of it like that, but I guess you're right. Because he trusts her so much, and Otto's just like, yeah, that makes sense. That's a Subaru thing to do. Up next, go talk to Garfield. However, Subaru has something else to do first, and he's got to go figure out what's going on with Amelia. They got a lot of stuff to do. They got a lot of stuff. They haven't even got to the mansion yet, so who knows? But the two of them bump fists like absolute bros. The absolute bros that they are at this point. They've been through a lot, even if Otto doesn't remember most of it. Subaru heads on down to the Ryuzu facility to say hi, basically, explains what's going on, asks for help instead of using his authority, he could make them help her, but he's not going to do that because he's a good guy. Ryuzu actually isn't the one opposed to liberating the sanctuary. It is in fact Garfield, probably, who is. What does he say? He says, it's probably unavoidable to clash with Garfield, but afterwards we could be friends, like absolute lads. You'll have a fist fight and then you'll be best mates 5 seconds later. That's how it works, apparently. Need to know more about him though, and Ryuzu is all like, okay, we'll give you the information. All the Ryuzu have different surnames. There's the first 4 alternate between watching the facility, because you know that they're like caretakers in a way. Except for one, that one is called Ryuzu Shima, because she broke a contract a while ago, saved Garfield from the graveyard trial, and you can't be doing that, so she's not in the group no more. She's ostracized from it, and that is the one that Garfield. The time they killed Subaru or locked him up in the gate. Which time was that? I've forgotten which time that was. It's the one that knocked Subaru out with her and Garfield knocked Subaru out one time. That's what I'm trying to say. He and Frederica, Garfield, were left behind by their mother, who left Sanctuary. So bloody hell, he's got it pretty rough with people, relatives just leaving him in Sanctuary, because Frederica did the same thing. Tinzel is his family name. He keeps it so he doesn't forget. Garfield, this is again I'm talking about. Don't know if it's because of anger or sadness that is only known to Garfield and Shima, so presumably it's, I don't know, maybe it's going to be revenge. Maybe he's going to be like, I'll keep my name so I don't forget, so I can find her and I can kill her. Hopefully not. I'm sure his mum's a lovely lady. She's going to show up later, isn't she? Maybe not in this season, but like in the series as a whole. She's definitely going to show up. Like, yeah, definitely. I can see that coming. I'm making a bold prediction, making it now. That's a thing that's going to happen. After that really long conversation, Subaru goes and finds Amelia curled up on the floor in her room because she couldn't sleep. Subaru cheers her up a little bit, as he knows to do, just by being Subaru, a big old bundle of positivity, except when he's not. Asks what she saw during the trial, and she gets a bit, iffy about it. They have a little hug briefly. She sees a memory from before she was frozen and freaks out when she remembers her mum, because I think she forgot her mum, and that worries her, I think that's what they were saying. Tells him everybody else froze. Stuff we already found out in Memory Snow, the other one, Frozen Bond, whenever that was, a while ago. Roswell promised that he would thaw everyone out of the ice if she won the royal selection, which I don't think he can do. I think he is just using her here. Subaru tells her that's not a selfish wish. You want to help people. It's, needs of the few over the needs of the many, and sometimes that's alright. She falls asleep on him, like, on his shoulder. It's very nice, very sweet. So he puts her to bed. What is Subaru? So Subaru's like, Amelia might not be able to remember, but somebody might be able to, so I need to ask someone. So then he plays perv, basically, and it's like, I'm gonna touch her, and then his hands get frozen, because Puck is like, bad boy Subaru, bad. I like that Subaru's thought. It's like, how would I get her father figure small cat to come get me? I got it, I'll be lewd. I'm sure he wasn't being lewd. I'm sure he's probably just going for the necklace to, shake him awake. I don't know. I'd like to think Subaru's not a lewd boy, but who knows at this point. Amelia gets woken up by a dream of what happened before. You don't see much of it. You just hear some woman, who I presumably assume Amelia's mum, shout her name. And then Puck is there when she wakes up, and he is very small. Why is he very small, I hear you ask? Well, it's because he's breaking their contract, which spooks Amelia a little bit. The stone cracks, contract's broken. No time to explain. He's like, yeah, I don't have time to explain. It's pretty obvious what happens afterwards, but he's like, you could have given her a little bit of warning. He's like, I entrust you to the person who loves you second most. That's Subaru, by the way. He says once he's gone, the memory seal will be lifted, so she'll be able to remember everything. And then he starts disappearing. He's like, blah, blah, blah. He says, I love you more than anybody else in the whole wide world, and then he disappears. And because, I guess, she's been hit by a rush of memories, of course, she immediately gets knocked out, because that makes sense, actually. That if you just got bombarded with memories, you'd probably get knocked out as well. Makes a lot of sense to me. Garfield and Ryuzu have a brief talk about Subaru and Amelia. Ryuzu tries to stick up for Subaru, saying, well, it's probably not related to the witch. And Garfield, I'm just going to say it, he doesn't sound like he believes her. I'm just going to be honest. Subaru goes to see Amelia again. There's some lewd hand-holding. She says, stay until morning. You had one job, Subaru. And he's like, I believe in you. and everything. She's remembering in her sleep. Subaru, when she wakes up, Subaru's not there. Subaru left. You could have just got a blanket, Subaru. You should have played the old, I'll stay, but I'm going to be uncomfortable on this chair, so can I, like, sleep next to you? Boom, you would have got in there. And Amelia's nice, so she would have let him do it as well. Subaru, what's up with you? I'm helping a brother out now. And then she's like, everybody's a liar. You know, Puck's a liar. Who else is a liar? Roswell was a liar. Everyone's a liar. Mother was a liar, was the other one. Everyone is a liar, it turns out. Then she runs away. I mean, she can't escape the boundaries, but no one can find her. And it's like, crap, what's going on? Garfield then goes to Ryuzu's house to tell her what's going on. And she's not there either. Ryuzu, though, has 2 cups of coffee there, which is suspicious, because Ryuzu is one person. Maybe she really likes her coffee, who knows? I mean, she's not one person, though, that's actually half the point. He runs to the clone room, which the door's been left open. He forgot to lock the door on his way out last time. Otto is there, and he was like, I wanted to talk to you and Shima, but I guess, didn't see the thing with Amelia coming, but there's stuff going on all over the place. It's hard to keep track, basically. So I guess Otto's going to try and get Garfield on side. Meanwhile, Subaru finds Amelia in the little tunnel and is like, okay, let's have a chat. And that is where we end episode 1. A lot of stuff happened, as I said, but this episode is... This half, I'm pretty sure, is just going to be Subaru getting himself into gear. Because, okay, the first half, a lot of suffering, a lot of death, a lot of it. This time, I mean, Subaru said he's going to do it in one go, basically. So, perhaps he will. Perhaps he's going to, live to that bet. I don't know how they're going to solve the mansion problems, because everything this week seemed to be related to the sanctuary problems. I don't see how it's going to, help the mansion, especially because they need time to travel there as well. It takes like 2 days to travel there, doesn't it? Like, yeah. Don't know how they're going to solve it. Really looking forward to finding out, though. Yeah, very much excited I am. Let's go with that. Okay, for right now, though, let's check out my favorite part of this week's episode. Let's do that now. So my favorite part, I briefly mentioned it earlier, is Subaru just getting his arse in gear throughout the episode. When he was all cocky at Roswell, and then throughout the episode he's on top of it. He's got a plan, he's going to stick to it, and it's going to work out, maybe, hopefully, who knows. And I like that a lot, I think ReZero's strength is Subaru eventually always gets himself into gear, and when he's happy and positive, that's a good thing. That's when stuff is going to go down. But anyway, yeah, that was the end of this episode. I'm enjoying it. Look forward to seeing what happens. I don't know how many times they're going to play the opening. My guess is we've got, 12 episodes? I'm going to guess 3. 3 episodes will have the opening played. That's my official prediction. So let's see if we get that right. They didn't even play the new ending, the new credits song. They just played the Memento again, which is kind of weird, but whatevs. But yeah, let me know what you thought about the episode and stuff in the comments. I love to read them. Another thing, this is more internal admin stuff now. Do you like this format of reviews, or would you prefer it like a different way? Like as I said in my what I'm watching video, I'm looking to spice things up somehow, get more people in. So I'm wondering, what do you think I could change? Do you think I should, take longer and do, have video playing? Obviously, but that comes with copyright, which is a hell of a thing to deal with. Do you think I should just sit down, take a week and do a proper script? I'm probably not going to do that one because I like doing a lot of shows. What do you think? Let me know. I'm curious. I got a few. Should I change the thumbnail design? I got a few things in my head I might try, but I want to get the people's input because people are important. But anyway, let's wrap this up for right now. Thank you everybody for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe for more reviews just like it, and I will be here next week for another episode of ReZero, so subscribe so you don't miss that. But now, I bid you adieu, take care everyone, and bye guys.